hey, I'm gonna do an unedited thing today. The sun just went away. But yeah, I don't usually do like an unedited ramble, so I thought I would challenge myself to that right now without a list. My hair is really staticky, I just woke up. I'm gonna go get some brunch with my roommates in a minute, and there's a Sunday Sights today. Oh my gosh, my hair is so staticky. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling excited lately. Almost done filming my documentary for this month. And it's going really well. I've talked to a bunch of different people for it. Got a lot of inspiration. I have one more thing I need to film for it. I don't know if I should say what it's about. Maybe I will, because it's coming out really soon. It's on comedy. So I'm talking to some comedians that you might know, and I'm trying it out for myself as well. So it's been really fun, and especially seeing the place that I started out in February. Just like February started off quite stressful, and I can really feel that I've released a lot of that resistance since then. Yeah, I feel a lot lighter now, and I knew that would happen because life happens in cycles. But along the way, having exploring comedy along the way of that release of anxiety, it's been nice to have it as a tool along the way, because you think like, oh, I'm stressed, I don't want to be funny right now. But sometimes forcing yourself to be silly, to come up with something silly, as much as it can be more challenging when you're stressed, it's such a good tool for changing your mindset, because our thoughts control our destiny, they control our the way we act in our lives and the way we feel. And it's so hard to get a handle on those thoughts unless you really actively try to do something different to change the direction of them, and trying to be silly with comedy definitely put my mind on a different track, as much as it was uncomfortable and felt awkward doing so. Yeah. But maybe I will say, I don't know. But basically, I'm almost done filming. I just have one more open mic that I want to get to. I tried going to an open mic. No, I don't want to. I'm not going to spoil anything. That's all I'll say. But anyway, it's been really fun, and I think it's going to be something that I keep doing. Anyway, that's too much information. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of Therapy Gecko, and oh man, I don't know his name, but he talks about self-help while cleaning something. I've been watching a lot of that while I've been editing. I've had an editing gig that's been really involved this month. Yeah, which is fun. It's a fun video, but it's just been so many hours. But it's good. But during that, in the little moments where I don't have to focus 100%, I'm just doing graphics or something, then I turning on Therapy Gecko or something. Love that stuff. And I love their unfiltered, unedited, slow-paced conversations. Sometimes it's nice to put something on in the background and they're stumbling over their words and they're fucking up, and there's radio silence every now and then. Yeah, I like it. I should get a gecko costume. But yeah, I've just been, I started off the month really stressed, and I'm coming out of it feeling so much more on top. I'm also really excited because it's kind of now the season where I have to look for another place to live. And I have another viewing on Monday, but yesterday I had a viewing and it was really good. The idea of rent always stresses me out. I hate that because I do have the option to just like keep living with my parents, so it's like, but I really think, and it's in the area that I really want, and it's in a house, and it's everything that I've been telling people I want, and it is in my budget. It's great. So I might do that. We'll see. And but yeah, they basically said I could have it if I want it. I'm like, what? So it looks really good. So I hope that works out. I hope talking about it doesn't jinx it. I don't think it will, because things work out for me. I'm a lucky girl. But there's another viewing at a place that just has a few more roommates, but it's cheaper. So we'll see what that means. Do you get your bang for your buck? I don't know. We'll see. But also in the area I really want. So it's just kind of like this nice spot that's in between everything that I frequent. If I got a bike, I'd be like so set. And I would love to have my bicycle lifestyle back. So like in this area that I'm in right now, I need to take the subway to go to anything that I like to frequent. So I've been a little bit more of a homebody than I think I would usually be. Yeah, so I'm excited for that to work out. It looks like it's gonna work out. I feel so lucky and grateful that that is a thing. And I feel like I'm really getting a hold of my independence, and I'm freelancing lately, and it's been going good. I'm excited to work with the people I'm working with. Like, it's going good, and I feel lucky. And I'm just trying to be less of a worrier, because it doesn't help anything. Worrying doesn't help anything. And like, I do a good job at what's it called? Detaching from that in my professional life. It's like I can detach from my anxiety and get the work done and focus on like, okay, what are the steps for that? But I almost feel like I could be, what's the word, like pragmatic? Is that the word? I wish I could have that amount of detachment sometimes in my personal life as well, but like, you know, you wish you could detach in some aspects of your personal life, but then that's what your personal life is for, is being I don't know, I think there's a level of messiness and vulnerability and attachment that is a part of what makes your personal life personal. You know, I think it's just about not holding on to guilt and not actually doing anything crappy to another person. I think it's okay to feel attachment, it's okay to feel vulnerable, just not to a level that becomes abusive. So yeah, like, what, life is messy, like, and if it's not, then where's the contrast? How are you gonna remember? Like, I don't know, I don't want to have a messy life, but I want to have a life full of feeling, and I don't know the difference between those. So made some coffee this morning. I haven't been making coffee because I've kept burning it. I keep forgetting it on the stovetop. We have one of those Italian coffee makers. I keep freaking forgetting it on the stovetop and burning my coffee and wasting my coffee. You know, those coffee bags, they're not cheap. Can't keep doing that. But this is yummy. Got some oat milk in there. I like a black coffee, but I think I kind of burnt this one too, kind of, so I had to put some milk in there. Yeah. And a new friend reached out on Instagram, and they've got like a studio space. It's so nice to wiggle my way into friendships that involve a studio space. Studio spaces are so good. Such good third places. But bro, in Toronto so far I can't afford to have one myself. I can just afford to weasel my way into existing ones at the moment. So, but I think what I do bring is, like, I'm starting a new club at one of my friends' studios. You know, it's gonna be hosted out of there, which I think is valuable to their studio. It's like, okay, we have the studio space, but then, you know, you're working in your studio space, and you like, I saw it with extra practice in the Netherlands as well, where it's like, we want more things to happen here, but we're freaking busy, man. Like, I do wish people would come in here and use the space that I have to do something. So I'm always glad to do that for you. So, but so I'm starting a show and tell club. You can go to theshowandtell.substack.com /about. And on that About page, you can find the RSVP form. If you're based in Toronto, you can RSVP. If you're not, you can just subscribe to the Substack. We're going to keep that updated with whatever people want to share publicly. And I think it's going to be really sweet. Like, I just want to create a space where people who are working on stuff can come and share it and find collaborators or support that they need. People with ideas can come and share them and see who might resonate. I feel like, you know, compared to the Netherlands, at least the circles that I've found myself in, Toronto just feels a little more, Toronto's always felt a little bit more keep to yourself. And, but there's so much talent here and there's so much community here. And I don't know if it's just the situation that I'm in, but I gotta break myself out of this stagnant thing that's happening in Toronto. Like, I think I just ended up making the right friends in Rotterdam, and they were in like this artsy community, and every other weekend someone was having an exhibition of something, and then there was like the New Institute there. It's such a cool spot where my friends would work sometimes, and they would just be doing like more experimental cool stuff. The New Institute, and it's just like, yeah, just like this institution where they do creative new things with design and everything art related. And Toronto just doesn't have the energy that the Netherlands does about that. I remember there was museum night. There was museum night in the Netherlands where all the museums were open for free, and I think that was it. Or maybe it was like, maybe museum night was actually that there were parties in the museums. Anyway, I don't know. I forget. I just remember. I think it was free. Anyways. And I know the ROM actually has parties sometimes, and that's really cool. But I just remember that night was so electric, and we were biking around. I think we stayed at the New Institute for the majority of the time, if not all of it. But there was just like an energy of like the museum was where it was happening. There was something academic about it, but still really fun. Like, I feel like, and they all have their masters, the friends I made there, and it just put a new light onto academia for me, where it's like, it's gonna be like being smart and learning and having a master's can mean elevating yourself creatively, and you can still have so much fun. You know, academics isn't all stale and strict. And I feel like the Netherlands just has a really specific, like, unique vibe around all of that. And it was cool to see my friends going through that. And I had a friend doing his bachelor's in the Netherlands as well. And I'd go to some of their exhibitions, because it's a creative program. I'd go to some of the exhibitions of that university, and they were all so cool and like such a good energy. I just don't know. I think Toronto has that vibes occasionally. I remember going to some exhibition. There's lots of exhibitions. I think I'm just in a dry spell. I know Toronto has it. It's just harder to navigate. Rotterdam is so tiny. The Netherlands is tiny. I think they did a really good job at marketing, actually. I think they would be hard on themselves about it, but actually I think they did a good job at like sharing agendas of like when things were happening. I feel like in Toronto I just get a bit jumbled of like, so what's happening? What's going on? I feel like there's a lack of coordination. Whereas in the Netherlands, it was like, okay, you go to the website, there's an agenda, there's cool things happening. Just feels like I don't know where the agendas are in Toronto, and I want to know what's happening, and I want to know what's fun to go to, but I don't know how to find them. And so hopefully also show and tell is a little part of that, developing that. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's just some gaps that at least I've noticed. But I like it here, I do, and I have friends here, and it's been interesting coming back and like trying to grow my friendships. I think like when I went to the Netherlands, extra practice, my friends there were so welcoming, and they were just like, come over anytime. And that's the great thing with the studio too, you can just fucking come over. Like sometimes as an adult you don't feel like texting someone and being like, do you want to hang out? I don't know, there's something about planning to hang out. It's like, I wish we just didn't have to plan, am I right? That's the worst part about like, I wish we could just be hanging out, because I want to see you, but planning it gives me anxiety. I don't know. I don't want to talk about, I don't know. But, so, and I like hosting clubs too. I host a lot of stuff like that. I guess I'm curious about what I attract. You know, because there's people who I really want to be closer with, and I'm working on that. But then I also wonder, like, am I focusing on befriending the right people? Who do I attract? I don't know. And we're going to figure that out. And at the end of the day, I want to be friendly with everybody and see what happens, and try not to resist too much. I don't know. I'm just trying to take it casual. Just trying to take it a casual friendship, you know. It's fine. I'm not lonely. No. Nah. I'll feel lonely a lot, but in reality, I have so much going on here, and I like forget to sit with that and feel grateful about that. It's so easy to, I feel like I got so anxious. You get so anxious sometimes that feeling dread is like the normal. Even though you just don't have to feel that. It's just like the feeling that feels default for you for sometimes. Loneliness can feel like the default. It just starts to feel like normal, not even true. So, yeah. There's people for me in Toronto, and if I reach out, then they'll hang out with me, and it's awesome. Yep. But I'm curious to see how show and tell will go. I think it will be really neat. Yeah. And my friend Anton's coming back in March. What time are we at? 18? Okay, I'll wrap it up soon. Anyway, I hope that the frame is good. I haven't been able to see it. Okay. My friend Anton's back in March. We made a video together. My roommate hates me, or something like that. But we'll probably make more sketches together, whatever. That's another thing about the place that I'm looking at, is that it's a 2-bedroom, and there's a living room. And I would have the place to myself sometimes, and it's just like, that means I can film silly sketches alone in the apartment sometimes. Anton and I can maybe film some silly sketches. It's just nice to, as much as you can, do it when your roommates are home. It's just like, I hate getting in the way. I do not want to be annoying. I do not want to be loud. As much as I wish I could embrace that, and I am working on embracing it. And like, I'm embracing it right now, like coming into the sunroom and filming a video while my roommates are home. Still takes courage for me. But it works. And but I think part of it is really just respecting that it's a shared space, and filming a skit in a shared space of people who don't also have that hobby. It just feels a little bit weird, but anyway. So anyway, I'm really excited about this place that's on the horizon, but we'll see, man, we'll see. I shouldn't talk about it too much, man. But like, but yeah, things are working out for me right now. As much as I refuse to believe it, things are going good. I'm happy. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can say to you. I'm just trying to improvise more. I'm just trying to trust myself more, trust my intuition, and trust that I can be silly and have fun. I feel like I've been so hard on myself about like not being fun to be around or something, that it, you know, then becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy of not being very fun to be around. It's like, oh my god. Go. So, but I think I do get in a zone when I'm hanging out with people. I get into my fun and silly zone, which is great. But yeah, I'm just trying to trust myself and have silly, awesome times. And I love Slurpees. I can't stop thinking about Slurpees. I love them. I'm glad to be in Canada again for Slurpees. They're doing a bunch of construction downstairs. It's very annoying. I think that's all I have for you right now. I think 21 minutes is plenty. Okay. Subscribe, like, and comment. Please. Patreon.com/TianaDuick. Dankjewel. And, how do you say see you later in Dutch again? I don't want to lose my Dutch. How do you say see you later? I can only think of à bientôt, but that's French. See you later. Oh, tot ziens. Auf Wiedersehen.